computer. Okay, so we had covered few topics in last week. So what we covered was how we can develop a story to find some future stocks, that we covered in last week, first session. Then we went to, okay, once we have identified what can be the companies which are supporting the future growth, like we have solar theme, let's say going forward there is a solar theme, and we need a lot of finances, we need a lot of companies, so we can identify some 10-20 companies which are working on solar theme. Do we invest in all those companies? No. We have to then further scrutinize ki bhai, who has been doing a better work in past 8 to 10 years. Okay, so we have to just hold on. We have to analyze, okay, out of these 20 companies, which 4 to 5 companies have been performing. Why it is important is because if a company was performing well in past, if they were doing good in past, they are more likely to do better in future. Simple example hai, when we were studying, a topper, I know I also never liked the toppers, and those who are topper here, welcome to the class. But but we knew more or less, if we see our school days, college days, those who were topper, they will be topper. Like first rank aega, second rank aega, third rank aega, but they will remain toppers through and through. And we could easily predict कि यार ठीक है, for last 4 years in my school, if these 3 or 4 are top 5 rankers, थोड़ा rank ऊपर नीचे होती है, so coming years also they will remain the topper. So that is the assumption. We see, look at the past, and then we predict, ठीक है, he has been good for last 4 to 5 years, he will continue, he or she will continue to be good for next year. So that is the only reason why we have to look at all these numbers. We are not trying to gain anything else apart from a conviction that yes, it is like going to any school and asking, bhai, aapke class ka topper kaun hai? Who is the topper in your class? And then they give you 5 names. Okay, these 5 people are topper in our class. So if you want to bet on something on them, you can safely bet. So you have a conviction on them. That is the only reason we have to see all this. And that is the only reason, because if we don't analyze, if you have analyzed the theme and if we don't analyze their past performance, then the future may or may not be that much bright. Can I have yes from all of you? If you're very clear why we are going through all this boring number, yaar, kya hai yaar? What is this? And all, why we are actually analyzing the number, right? I know sometimes it is very sleepy, sales, profit, ye, wo, but we have to do it because it is our hard-earned money. Okay. Second thing is, I'm seeing some messages being repeated. Okay, they didn't get the recording, no recording. I'll update it sometime in coming few days. I'll be able to upload it. Okay, so I'm seeing again that question. Don't put it. I have seen it. Okay, so don't worry whether I have seen or not. So I will be able to see your messages. Don't put it repeatedly. So I'll be uploading the recording in a few days. Give me some time. I'm editing it a little bit. Like whatever I said, now I have to edit in that and then upload it. So it becomes more interesting. So what we have to do is we have to analyze the past. So that is the only reason why we have to see all these numbers. And seeing these numbers is very interesting. So we took an example of one dosa maker. We agreed that, okay, if he's selling a dosa for 100 rupees, if he's selling 1000 dosa, then he's making, let's say, 1 lakh rupees. That 1 lakh rupees is his sales only. So likewise, all the companies, like if you open the screener, if you create a free login in screener, why I am suggesting screener is because it is very easy to use, very easy to understand. The data is put in a very simplified form. When a person, I'm engineer from profession, if I could understand the numbers presented by them, then anyone can understand. So it is very easy to present. What you have to do is log in, go to this search. Let's say I have opened Tina Rubber, but let's see if I search again, it will open Tina Rubber. We have this. Now, if we go down and we start analyzing Tina Rubber. So let's say Tina Rubber has popped up in some way or the other that, okay, this is a good company uh, for investing, let's say long term. Just hypothetically, I'm saying, I'll be giving you 10 stocks to analyze. If you like them, you can analyze it further. Okay, so sales is how much sale they did. What was the core product? How much the core product they sold, core product and other product, how much that core product they sold in that financial year. So if you see profit and loss, this is the data for last 10 years. This is the data for last 10 years. So here if you see sales, their sales is 363 crore rupees. Okay, so they were able to sell whatever product their core product is there. They were able to sell it worth 363 rupees, 363 crore rupees. Now, what is important to us is we have to see for last 4 to 5 years, there should be a consistent increase in sale. बढ़ते बच्चे पे पैसे लगाने हैं हमको. We don't want to put money on something which is stagnant. We don't want to invest our money which is going down. Even if the theme is great, even if this company is will be able to support that great theme of coming future, but if it has not done properly, not performed in the past, it may or may not be able to perform in future. So why I should put money in someone who has not performed very well in the past. Now, Prashant's answer is yes. So whatever he has written, I'll not read it, but answer is yes. So sales, what we have to see, 2-3 quick things. What I suggested last time was sales, we have to see whether for last 4 to 5 years, they are going consistently up or not. If up, very good. How much up? 10 to 15% year over year. Fantastic. We get news on sales that, okay, this Falana company got order of 60 crores. So we should not get carried away. We should see how much that 60 crore, if you see here, March 2024, we should see how much that 60 crore is in comparison with the overall sales. It should be big. It should be at least, if the sales is 363, they should get an order of, let's say, 1,000 crore, 2,000 crore, then it is fantastic. 2 to 3 times, very good. But if it is 10, 20, 50%, it is normal routine day. So we should not get excited because of that. Second point is if the purchase order should be of the core competence. Third is it should be deliverable within 1 or 2 years. So if you have order book, but we have to deliver in 10 years, again, no advantage in the stock price. Stock price will not go up that in that strong way. So we have to evaluate kya karne ka. Then sales, we have expenses. We went through the expenses. What are the material? So if you have any business, like if you are preparing food also, then you will have ingredients which are changing over the time. Then you will need some fixed assets expenses. So there will be variable expenses, electricity and all. So those are happening every month. There are some fixed assets, fixed expenses, capital expenditures, which will happen one time. So capital expenditure will happen 2 times. One time when you are setting up the business, second time when you are expanding the business, third time when the old machinery you have to replace. So capital expenditures will happen 3 times predominantly, where you have a huge amount of money which will be invested. बाकी तो फिर एवरीडे का दे विल बी डूइंग देयर एक्सपेंडिचर, ऑल डे टू डे मटेरियल कॉस्ट, salary cost, and all that. When you subtract sales minus expenditure, then you get operating profit margin. Okay, so you get operating profit margin. Now if you can see on the left side here, I'll just expand it, and here if we expand it here, operating profit margin, after that they have written other income and all, then there is an interest, depreciation, and tax. So this operating profit can also be said as earning before interest, depreciation, EBITDA, earning before interest, tax, EBITDA, actually EBITDA. So earning before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. That is how it is spelled. This is a very, very important number for analyzing company. You will find this being spoken many times. Now, EBITDA in itself is important and not important. One importance is, along with the sales, your operating profit margin or EBITDA should also be increasing. Earning before interest, tax, amortization, depreciation should be also increasing consistently for past 4 to 5 years. That is important. Now, second thing is, EBITDA is required to develop a ratio which is ROCE, return on capital employed. What is a ratio? Ratio is nothing but whatever is the one numerator and denominator. We all know from our 10th, 7th, 8th standard that what is a ratio? There has to be a numerator, there has to be denominator. So on the numerator side, there will be the operating profit margin. So here, if it is 63 CR, then it will be divided by total capital employed. That is how we will get the ROCE. Now, why ratio? मतलब ये ठीक है यार, है calculation है, formula है, but why I should be learning ROCE? What is the importance as an investor? What is the importance of learning ROCE? Because then ratios help us compare between 2 to 3 companies, right? If you if you see here, okay, let me edit this column and bring in ROCE. Let me remove this and bring ROCE. Okay, save columns. Okay. So what happens is, now the sales number, okay, I'll give you one example. Why ROCE, any ratio is important. We'll be studying a lot of other ratios. Why a ratio is important? Because you see, there are a lot of companies here, Tinarbar, GRP, Pix, blah, 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 blah. Now, if you click on, let's say, India Rubber, if I click on India Rubber, and if we go and we start analyzing India Rubber, we will see that, okay, operating profit margin was 18 crores. Okay. If we analyze Tina Rubber, the operating profit margin was 63 crore. Now, if I want to compare between Tina Rubber and जो दूसरा company था, India Rubber, whatever India Rubber is there. Now, if I want to analyze कि यार इन दोनों में which is the better company, ठीक है, numbers, number to number, I cannot analyze. What I can analyze from number is sales, it should grow consistently. Operating profit margin should grow consistently. But if I have to compare between Tina Rubber and India Rubber, which two companies, out of these two companies, which company is doing a better job, then I need ratio. So the first important ratio is ROCE, return on capital employed, which we learned. Let's say if we see here, once I explain to you, we'll understand more. See, ROCE here, I have mentioned in the last here. Can you see? Can everyone see this ROCE? What I'm taking my mouse here at the end column here. So these are all the peer comparisons and ROCE is there. So if I see ROCE here, ROCE for Tina Rubber is 32 and Indag Rubber is 9.98. In ROCE case, ROCE, if it is higher, it is better. So now, even if I don't know the numbers, if I'm not comparing the numbers, I can immediately go and see. This is only for quick comparison. Don't take this comparison as a final comparison. These are quick comparisons. Because we have 7,000 companies, we want, or let's say if we are analyzing 20 companies, we can at least start with the companies which are good, which are having higher numbers. We can go and analyze further those companies. So that's why the ROCE ratio is important. So if you see, okay, out of this 4 to 5 companies, 6 companies peer comparison, we can automatically say, ठीक है यार, Tina Rubber का ROCE is looking good. Let me put my time and effort to analyze Tina Rubber. So ROCE is one parameter which will tell, okay, we can spend our time to analyze this number. What is ROCE? Let's look at ROCE. So operational profit margin we have heard, understood. So operational profit margin is EBITDA, which is sales minus expenses. ये भी हो गया अपना cover. Now, before we go to ROCE, to run any business, like if we are buying any apartment or something, to run any business, we need debt, which is loan, and equity, that is the owner's money. So if we are buying apartment, we will take a loan, we will have our own money, loan plus our own money, it becomes the total capital. So total capital employed in any business is equity plus debt. Equity, please remember this name. Equity is the money which was put in by the owner, his own, from his own pocket, his own hard-earned money put in the business is called equity. The money which is taken from bank is called debt. So equity plus debt is the total capital employed. ROCE is return. So if I'm putting that much money in the business, ROCE is the return on that capital. How much return I got? If I put 1 crore rupees in that business, how much return I got? If I put 2 crore in that business, how much I got? So ROCE is operating profit, which came from sales minus earnings, that is operating profit divided by capital employed, we'll get ROCE. So that it can change, right? It becomes a ratio. Once it becomes a ratio, it can be compared within the same industry companies. And so my question is, ROCE should be less or more? ROCE ideally should be less or more. Okay. This is a different question. Okay. More, right? And should it increase year over year? ROCE should also increase year over year. जितना पैसा हमने बिजनेस में डाला है, I want the returns to increase, right? If I put 1 crore, this year I should get 5 lakhs. Next year for the same money, I should get 7 lakhs, like that. So it has to increase. So can I say everyone is very clear why we are learning about sales and all those numbers, which may or may not be interesting? That is point number 1. Point number 2, is everyone clear why we will be studying ratios? Going forward also, we are going to learn a lot of ratios. Ratios are nothing but it helps us compare between different companies. Is point pe can I have yes from all of you that this much ये clear हो गया है मतलब सबको? Okay. So ROCE. Now, when we are analyzing ROCE, sometimes it may happen that the ROCE has gone down for suddenly 1 year. I don't have example right now, but you might find that the ROCE for a certain company went down. Previously, it was up. Let's say it was 30. Now this year it went to 20. Okay. तो घबराने की बात नहीं है. This is a matter of investigation. This is not a negative point. Okay. This can be negative reason. This can be positive reason. What is positive reason? See, if I have a business, let's say, if we go back to our dosa example only, dosa maker example, a business person who is selling the dosa. If he wants to expand, right? What he will do, he will go and buy one new tawa, one stove, one all that utensils, one grinder and everything, full set he will buy. When he is buying the complete infrastructure, operational expenditure, so he will increase, he will take a loan and he will put some money from his pocket. Correct? How many of you agree that if I'm running a food chain and if I want to expand, I will have to establish a complete thing, right? I will have to bring all the equipments, everything. I'll have to take loan from the bank. I'll put something from my pocket. I'll have to take something from the bank. How many of you agree? Yes? Clear hai? Sabko clear hai? So what has happened is the capital employed in the business went up. Okay. But just because I increase the capacity to 2, my earning will not become 2 immediately. I'll have to make a product, I will have to sell it, फिर उसका वो business बनेगा, profit आएगा, then my profit will go up. So what will happen is profit did not double, my expenditure, capital employed double, it went by double. So it may so happen that the year when I'm spending this money, my ROCE might go down. Agreed? Everyone agrees? So we have to go and investigate कि भाई ये गिरा क्यों है? Why the ROCE went down? What was the sudden reason why ROCE went down? Whether it was because of expansion. If it is because of expansion, बहुत बढ़िया है. It is nothing negative. This is a good thing. That that they did expenditure and it went down, so it's a good thing. But ROCE can also go down in case my old equipment needs a replacement. Let's say if I'm running a business for 10 to 12 years, 13 years, my old equipment got faulty. Again, I'll have to take it out and replace it with the new equipment. For that, again, I'll have to do some capital expenditure and all. That will increase my capital employed, but that will not increase my sale, because that capital expenditure is only for replenishment of old equipment. पुराना equipment ही खराब हो गया था, उसको ही ठीक करना है. So there is a capital expenditure, but that expenditure will not generate revenue for me in coming future. So if you see, so the moral of the story is, if you see ROCE going down, investigate whether it has gone down because of expansion project or because of old equipment replacement. Which is favorable for us, because I don't have the share with me. So which company, if the ROCE is going down and is I see यार नहीं 5 साल तक तो ठीक ठाक था, ये 5 साल तक तो for 5 years it was working fine, now suddenly it has gone down, then I go and see, okay, ROCE is gone down because they are going for expansion, capital expenditure is for expansion. So what is beneficial to me? Expansion is beneficial to me or replacement of old equipments are beneficial to me if I am buying the share for the first time. Expansion, right? कोई रॉकेट साइंस है नहीं उसमें, देयर इज नो रॉकेट साइंस. एक्सपांशन हो रहा है, धंधा बढ़ रहा है, दे विल ब्रिंग मोर बिजनेस, इट विल एक्सपांड, माय शेयर प्राइस विल आल्सो गो अप. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव टू सी. सो वी शुड नॉट गेट डिस्टर्ब कि आरओसी कम हो गया भाई गलत हो गया, नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. आरओसी कम हो गया, इन्वेस्टिगेट एंड इन्वेस्ट. Okay, so let's go ahead. Debt to, so we have talked about ROCE. Okay, now second ratio. Okay, second ratio is debt to equity ratio. Like I said, ratios are there for analyzing between companies to companies. Okay, so now debt to equity ratio. What is debt? Debt is the loan what we take from bank, right? Now so if you see debt to equity ratio, it is the debt to equity ratio higher is better or lower is better? Lower is better. Okay, so okay, since I am asking you to type, I will not ask you to type so much question answer. But how many of you agree one very basic reason for debt to equity ratio being low, advantage क्या है? मतलब ठीक है, कुछ लोगों ने तो कह दिया कि भाई debt to equity ratio should be less. But why it should be less? It should be less because if it is less, then it gives you a option to take more loan. भाई अगर आप, सिंपल सा है, प्रूडेंस क्या है उसमें? सी, इफ यू हैव परचेज्ड अ हाउस, you have taken a loan of 2 crore rupees on that house. You have put 20 lakhs from your pocket. So 2 crores of loan, 20 lakhs of equity, 2 crores of debt. Debt to equity is 10, right? 2 crores divided by 20 is 10. If you go to bank, कि give me loan, one more loan, I want to buy one more house, वो बोलेगा बॉस तुम्हारा debt to equity ratio तो 10 है, इतना हाई है, तुमको लोन देना रिस्की हो जाएगा. हाउ यू विल रीपे? Same person, if he goes, okay, he repays the loan for many days, then the loan comes down, the loan comes to, let's say 20 lakh rupees का loan बचा हुआ है, and remaining is his own money invested. So 20 lakhs is spending, he has already repaid 2 crore for the bank. So now 20 lakhs is the debt, equity is 2 crore, debt to equity ratio is 0.1. Correct? 20 lakh divided is the loan, 2 crore already paid, 20 divided by 2 crore, 0.2 is debt to equity ratio. Now if he goes to the bank and he says, okay boss, थोड़ा मेरे को अगला एक मकान खरीदने का है, give me loan. Do you think it will be easy for him to get the loan with a lower debt to equity ratio? Yes or no? So if debt to equity ratio is lower, it will be easy for me to take the loan, right? That's why debt to equity ratio is important, right? If I have to expand tomorrow, अगर मेरा पुराना ही कंपनी का कर्जा पूरा हम मेरा दिया नहीं है, if I'm not keeping the debt in check, if I have not repaid the loan, if I have not created enough asset to go to bank and create ask for the next loan, expansion will also become difficult, right? That's why they say debt to equity ratio कम होना चाहिए, ठीक है, पर क्यों कम होना चाहिए? If the ratio is less, then the company can always go and ask for money कि बॉस मेरे को expansion करने का है कल को थोड़ा पैसा दे दो. Bank and other lenders will give money. So lower debt to equity ratio helps you in that. That is point number one. Point number two, when you are going through tough times, right? Tough time हो रहा है, business नहीं चल रहा है, like for Corona case, when we had Corona and all, tough time was there. Many industries were not able to run their factories or something like that. If you have lesser debt, again, it's a very common sense thing ki if your debt is lower, then you are burdened to pay it back. The principal and interest is less, so you are able to go through the rough times, right? So दो advantages है debt to equity low होने का. advantage क्या है? आपको लोन मिल सकता है. दूसरा यह है कि यू विल बी एबल टू गो थ्रू द टफ टाइम. सो दैट्स व्हाई दे से कि डेब्ट टू इक्विटी रेशियो कम होना चाहिए, डेब्ट टू इक्विटी रेशियो शुड बी लेस. दिस इज द रीजन. सो वी व्हेन वी आर कंपेयरिंग कंपनीज वी शुड सी which is lesser. Again, debt to equity ratio should be compared between same industry. You should not compare debt to equity ratio between bank and a software in company or a manufacturing टेक्सटाइल कंपनी एंड आईटी कंपनी. मत करो ऐसा. यू विल गेट रॉन्ग नंबर्स. पीपल पुट स्क्रीनर्स लो डेट टू इक्विटी कंपनीज. वो कुछ तो एक कंपनी देगा, कोई फायदा नहीं है, राइट? यू अंडरस्टैंड द प्रिंसिपल. दिस प्रिंसिपल्स आर यूज्ड टू एनालाइज द कंसिस्टेंट परफॉर्मर्स. Low ratio also gives better profit. So this is also one of the advantages. So low ratio will give you better profit after tax, which we'll cover now. Now we have covered everything, right? So what we have done is quickly we'll go to this ratio. So what we are going to do is, why it is important for you to understand everything is because Friday when I give you 7 to 8 stock names to work on it for on Saturday and Sunday, then you should analyze all these things for those 8 stocks, 8 to 10 stocks name I'll give. I'll not tell whether they are good or bad. You have to analyze on your own, do the peer comparison and analyze whether they are good or not. So you have to understand all this numbers so that when I give you those names on Friday, coming Friday, you should be able to analyze them on Saturday and Sunday, whether they are good, bad, ugly, whatever they are. Then you can come to some conclusion on that. Okay, so we have come to, sorry, here. So sales, operating profit margin, we have calculated. EBITDA, we have understood. We have understood ROCE, why ROCE, we have understood debt, we have understood equity, debt to equity, what is the importance of that. Then we pay operation profit margin, we pay interest on that, we calculate depreciation on that, and then we come to profit before tax, profit after tax. So after doing a pura mehnat karke, we come to profit after tax. Now the important point here, profit after tax, why it is so important, why this profit after tax is so important, because this profit has come after we have paid all our interest, principal, सब दे दिया हमने. जिसका जो कर्जदारी थी, देनदारी थी बैंक को इस साल का, we paid off everything. We paid the principal on the loan taken, we gave the interest on the loan taken. This year, bank cannot tell me, okay, you have to give me some money. I have given the tax also to the government. So I have paid my interest, paid my principal, I have paid the tax. Everything I paid to my employees, I paid to my suppliers, everyone I have paid, theoretically. So I have paid everyone, and this 40 crore rupees is left at the end of the year. Why this is important is this 40 crore profit after tax is the money which is which belongs to the owners of the company. If you are a shareholder, if you're buying a share of that company, you are also owner of that company, partial owner, 0.01% owner, but you are owner of that company. So this profit after tax belongs to you. You have worked hard throughout the year to get this profit after tax. Clear? Everyone clear? So far, so good? Yes, no? अब प्रॉफिट आ गया तो अब इसका क्या करेंगे, तो अपना पैसा है, करेक्ट. This belongs to us, this belongs to shareholder. So first testing is profit after tax should be increasing, it should not decreasing. It may so happen you pay everything. So second comparison is profit after tax should be increasing. So quickly we can always see here sales growth हो रही है कि नहीं हो रही है, profit growth हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, we can always see and come to a judgment, or we can compare between the peers. Now अब इस 40 crores का क्या करें, correct? What should we do of this 40 crores? We can give dividend. So the company will declare dividend after from this 40 crore. A good company, a prudent company will declare dividends after they have profit after tax. They'll say, okay, itna अपना पैसा बच गया, let's give it to all shareholders. So they will declare dividend. डिविडेंड के साथ प्रॉब्लम क्या है, मेनी पीपल सर्च फॉर डिविडेंड, हाई डिविडेंड गिविंग कंपनी. डोंट सर्च फॉर हाई डिविडेंड गिविंग कंपनी, search for company which is giving consistent dividend. So how can you check that? You have to come into cash flow from financing activity, click here. There is one column dividends paid. So if it is not giving any dividend, it is okay. It will be negative, because it is a payout. It is going out of the pocket of the company. So you'll see a number negative. Don't think that the company is taking money from the shareholders as a dividend. No, dividend paid is they are giving it. That's why this is the negative number. So it is okay to have zero, and it is okay to have some money. Not too much money, but some money, but consistent money. It should not be irregular. I'll give you one fine, very good example of irregular dividend. And if you see in Avanti Feeds, this company was doing fantastic. Okay, for many years, this company was doing fantastic work. And then you find the anomaly. You find, see here, dividends paid, okay, 16, 30, 38, 39, 99. Suddenly the dividend jumped up, 99, 149. Now you will ask, यार ये तो बढ़िया है ना, क्या दिक्कत है? मतलब what is the problem if they are giving so much dividend? What is the problem? They are the fantastic company. नहीं. See, if you see cash from operating activity, they are giving 149 dividend, and profit has not gone, right? 431 to 462. Last year you gave 99 crores as a dividend. The business has hardly gone up by 8 to 10%. How you are giving so much dividend? Why you are giving so much dividend to the shareholder? Because they are promoters, they will get a lot of chunk of this money, right? And this is anomaly. Don't get happy कि ये dividend बहुत बढ़िया देता है तो बहुत बढ़िया कंपनी है. नहीं, ये क्यों दे रहा है भाई? इतना पैसा क्यों बांट रहे हो? मतलब you should have some regularity, right? There should be some consistency in giving the dividend also. If you see something high dividend given sporadically, be cautious. If you can see the price action, if you see, ये कौन सा year है? This is the year 2020 or so. हाँ, ये 2020 they gave a huge this thing, and if you see the 10-year stock price, See, here they are not able to come up. The stock price, if you see, before that they were doing proper. Pura business बढ़िया था. Dividends were good, consistent, growing consistently. The share price was going nicely. After that, they started giving dividends not in proportion to their profit earned. ले लो पैसा, ले लो, बांटना चालू कर दिया. And the major people who get profited by this is the promoters and people who are having. So if you see, the share price has not gone very much for last 4 to 5 years. पूरा stock market भाग रहा है, अवंती फीड नहीं भाग रहा है. And if you see the 86, 85, 85, क्यों भाई इतना क्यों पैसा दे रहे हो? You are hardly earning profit from operations is hardly 469, 389, 299. पैसा उड़ा रहे हैं, right? How many of you are getting this point? What I told about dividend, can I have yes if you understood my point? Yes, right? भाई उड़ाओ पैसा, डिविडेंड में दो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, यू गिव इन डिविडेंड, बट थोड़ा लिमिट में, राइट? कंसिस्टेंट. सो व्हेन यू आर एनालाइजिंग द कंपनी, when you are looking at the company, you have to see that dividends are also given consistently. Okay, so far so good. So we have covered dividend. So we have understood profit after tax. Profit after tax belongs to shareholder. समझ में आ गया है. Dividend हम दे सकते हैं. Consistent versus sporadic. I showed you one example. If it's a sporadic, if it is not proportion to profit after tax or the operation profit, better to stay away from that company. क्योंकि वो दे चुके हैं already. They have already given. They have given a sporadic dividend. They may not give in future. Even if they give in future, that doesn't ensures that we have like we will be benefiting from it. So it is better to see a red flag. We have to have a consistent dividend year over year. High हो सकता है, low हो सकता है. That is also relative, but it should be consistent. अगर 10 रुपए दे रहा है, 10 रुपए ही देता रहे. Suddenly 115 नहीं करे. Okay. So ROCE will become return on equity, because now we have to see we have ROCE we calculated earlier in the starting, because that was the profit by putting entire money, including banks money also. Now we have paid banks interest, everything we have paid. Now whatever money is left, it belongs to shareholders. So we have to see how it is performing based on equity. So ROCE is profit after tax divided by equity. Again, why ROE is important? Ratio. Whenever there is a ratio is useful only to compare between the companies. If I want to compare between A company B quickly, then I need the ratio. So ROE is required to compare between the two companies. So if I am going for a comparison, and if I have to compare between the two companies, what do you think? ROE should be more or ROE should be less? ROE should be more or less? Okay, only one person said the more. Okay, great. Yes. Yes, it has to be more. So if I'm comparing, again, I'm comparing, right? So ROE कहाँ है इसमें? ROCE, ROE नहीं डाला है. So let me put it here. I'll edit the columns here. Let me put it ROE. Return on equity. Save columns. So if I see, now I have ROE also. ROCE and ROE. Now I can compare between the companies. Okay, so let me refresh it. Let's focus on Tina Rubber only. अगर अवंती फीड्स में भी देखेंगे तो ROE is 16.1. If you see here, okay, Varun Beverages 35 is the ROE. It is the highest. And if you see ROCE, we have learned two ratios, right? ROCE, ROE. ROCE is 28, 29. So if I have to compare between 7 companies and if I have to start analyzing, I can immediately start analyzing. एक और डाल देते हैं, डेब्ट टू इक्विटी भी पढ़ा हुआ है हमने, तो डेब्ट टू इक्विटी भी डाल देते हैं. डेब्ट टू इक्विटी भी हम इसमें पुश कर देते हैं. So what we can do is we have debt to equity, we have ROC, ROE. Now all these are ratios to compare because now we don't have to compare the numbers. अभी इसमें if you see, okay, ROC किसका अच्छा है? 28, 29. So we have 29. 29 is 29 is Bikaji. ठीक है, ठीक है. So Bikaji is winner in ROC. Okay, 24 is ROE also. ROE में कौन विनर है? रिटर्न ऑन इक्विटी में वरुण बेवरेजेस है विनर. Okay, is Varun Beverages okay in ROC? Yes, 28.2 है, 35.2. So if you see balancing wise, Bikaji is good in one, but Varun is good in both. अभी debt to equity भी देख लेते हैं. Bikaji is 0.11, 0.78. ठीक है, दोनों अच्छा है, बाकी भी अच्छे हैं. कंपनी का on an average, if you see, it is in points, 0.37, 0.1, 0.27. So these two are on the higher side. So if we have to further analyze why we are looking at it, all the things, because if we want to further analyze, I will go and analyze Bikaji because it is consistent on ROCE, ROE, and debt to equity ratio is also lower. So I will start analysis of Bikaji. Don't jump into conclusion. अरे बहुत बढ़िया है, let me buy the share. नहीं. These ratios are only guiding principles to see what they are doing. Analysis के लिए open है. People mistake those ratios for investing. अरे बहुत बढ़िया, ROC बढ़िया, ROE बढ़िया है, debt to ratio बहुत बढ़िया है, पैसा लगा दो. मत करो ऐसा. ठीक है? This is only to reach to a good company. So this company is okay. These two are within industry, higher debt to equity ratio. Needs more analysis. Okay, so Bikaji Foods, if we see how was its performance, basically for last 4 to 5 years, ठीक है, बढ़िया रहा. मतलब अगर if you see for 5 years, ठीक है, it has been going on a growth path, right? If you see 23, here it started 317, it has become in 2 years it has gone to 715. Make sense? Correct, huh? How many of you agree this makes sense? So what happens is we are learning the ratios, and by learning ratios we are able to zero down on some good company, but that doesn't give us green signal to buy, but we will be able to zero down on a good company. If someone gives us some name कि बॉस ये कंपनी बहुत बढ़िया है, this company is very good, we can always go into the screener and check कि consistently for last 5 years whether it has been good or not. So if you see Bikaji, just like that we picked it up for comparison. If you see 5 years sales growth consistent है, हाँ. See by ratios itself we find out okay ये company ठीक लग रही है, मतलब overall okay. So see growth is there for 5 years, profit growth हो गया 5 years, बहुत बढ़िया है. Now profit before tax, see it is growing consistently. Profit after tax is growing consistently. Now if you see dividends का क्या बोलता है? Dividends, is it consistent or sporadic? If we go to dividends paid, okay, consistent. See, this is a consistent. Consistent कम दिया है, इधर ज्यादा दे दिया थोड़ा सा. लास्ट ईयर कम दिया तो इस साल ज्यादा दिया, बट ये ज्यादा दिया तो नीड टू बी इन्वेस्टिगेटेड कि ऐसा why they have given. But now will you get a confidence on this company after seeing these numbers? Yes, no? You will get some confidence on this company. हाँ ठीक है, कंपनी अच्छी लग रही है, इसमें इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं. Correct. So that's why we study these numbers to get the confidence to invest in the company. Okay, so this is the stepping stone. So let's go ahead. I will take 15 minutes more. Please stay with me. I know it's already 10:30, but I will take only 20 minutes. Let's finish some ratios. Okay. Everyone is okay for 20 minutes more? Can I continue for 20 minutes more? It's 1 hour. Uh, okay, great. Thank you. So let's complete some more ratios, interesting ratios, so that we are ready for the analysis. ROE हो गया अपना, ROCE पढ़ लिया, ROE पढ़ लिया, डेट टू इक्विटी रेशियो पढ़ लिया. Then whatever is money is left, see profit after tax minus dividend, dividend is given, whatever is left, again it is put back to the company's kitty, company's cash ki bhai aage expansion karenge. So one good thing is if a company puts back its money more and more, then it is a good company to invest into. ROCE हो गया, ROE हो गया. वी हैव टू चेक पॉइंट्स, कैपिटल पे एक चेक पॉइंट है और एक है इक्विटी पे चेक पॉइंट है. इफ टू बोथ चेक पॉइंट्स, डेब्ट टू इक्विटी चेक पॉइंट्स, बढ़िया कंपनी, we can analyze further. Okay, EPS is earning per share. Now this is one thing. Again, earning per share is the ratio. Again, it's a ratio to compare between companies. Okay, so earning per share is the whatever was left out, profit after tax minus dividend divided by total number of outstanding shares, or you can say shares. So higher the number, better is the earning per share. So if I buy one share, see, so how it compares is, if I'm buying one share of this company, how much is the earning for one share in this company as compared to other company, right? If we have the total earning divided by total numbers of shares, so earning per share, correct? So you get that value, so which you can compare between the companies. Now, if you go here, let's add earning per share. If we have this column, एक को उड़ा देते हैं, public funding. Earning per share, save column. Okay, so we have earning per share. Now, in this, if you see, suddenly the equation changes. So Bikaji Foods, it is 10 rupees earning per share. Zydus Wellness is suddenly we'll find 41 rupees 0.94 earning per share. But their other things are not very good. Okay, earning per share, maybe this year they have earned more, maybe consistently they are not doing good, something. So since earning per share is good, we can as well investigate Zydus Wellness, what is happening. But Zydus Wellness and all these other things are not in the same category. Zydus Wellness is in something another category. So you get earning per share and you get one more comparison point between the companies. This can become confusing. थोड़ा सा यार कौन सा ले लूं, मुझे एक बता दो कि what should I take. See, again, a caution here, don't go for a perfect companies. Shortlist 2 to 3 companies and then further investigate. Okay, if you want a perfect company जिसमें ROC भी अच्छा, ROE भी अच्छा, ये है वो है अच्छा, कोई नहीं मिलेगा. There is nothing called perfect company. All companies will have something here and there. Just look at the companies, see what is the optimum values of a company, you select that. For not investment, for further investigation. कि करती क्या है, क्या करती, क्या बिजनेस है, क्या एक्सपेंशन प्लान है, लाइक दैट. नाउ वी कम टू पीई रेशो. What is PE ratio? PE ratio is, we understood earning per share, everyone got earning per share clear to everyone? Earning per share, everyone clear? Okay, earning per share is clear. So what happens is, if now you look at it this way, PE ratio, now you will see this PE ratio a lot, return on equity per share. Yes, perfect. Pradeep is saying EPS is ROE per share, return on equity per share. Now, okay, pay attention. Huh? Pay attention. एक मिनट. Okay, now here, what I have done is, I have moved earning per share here. Everyone can see this. I have zoomed in. Can I have yes? If you are able to, can you see the zoomed part, right? Now, current market price of Varun Beverages is 1613 rupees. Right now, at the closing, the Varun Beverages share was available for 1613 rupees. So the Hudson Agro, there's 726 rupees and like that. I am per share earning in this company is given here. So earning of 16 rupees, Varun Beverages is giving 16 rupees of earning on one share. Okay. Hudson Agro is giving 1 rupees earning on, 12 rupees earning on one share. Bikaji is giving 10. Zydus Wellness is giving 40 rupees and all. So, other way around, if I want to see, if I want to buy one share of Varun Beverages, if I have to buy one share of Varun Beverages, how much it will cost? 16,1613 rupees it will cost. If I buy one share, how much is the earning per share for 1613? How many of you are getting this point? I bought one share. What is the cost of that share? 1613. That is the price of that share. How much is the earning for that one share? 16 rupees is the earning. Okay. So for 1613, earning per share is 16. So it is 1%. Correct? Or other ratio, what they say is 1613 divided by 16, you will get the PE ratio, price to earning ratio. Okay. Now you look at the price to earning ratio. I'll edit the column and let's rearrange. Okay. Now if you see, if I expand here, price is 1613, earning is 16. So price to earning is 96, or we can say 1613. If we pay for one share, we'll get 16 rupees. See, in this, if you see, as compared to Varun Beverages in LT Food, if I buy one share for 255 rupees, I will get 17 rupees, correct? So if I ask you, which share will you buy? If you are getting, let's say, if you are paying 1613 rupees for Varun and buying one share, and you'll get earning as 16, and LT Food you are paying 255 rupees and you are getting 17 rupees, which share which will you buy out of the two? Out of these two companies, if I give you two options, which company will you buy? हेलो, क्वेश्चन इतना टफ थोड़ी है यार. मतलब you are paying 255, you are getting 17 rupees, or you are paying 1600, you are getting 16 rupees LT. Now, if you divide the price, current market price, by the earning per share, you'll get 9.96.85. Correct? If you divide 250 by 17, you'll get 14.92. Now, if I ask which P, so this is price divided by earning per share. For Varun, it is 96. This is the formula. For LT Beverage, it is 14.2. Now, if I say, is the lower PE better or higher PE is better? Lower PE is better. Has everyone understood the concept behind why low PE, why people are so much mad behind low PE stocks? Low PE stock, low PE stock, low PE stock. Okay, why low PE? Because in background, this is the calculation that if you pay 255, the earning is higher. So low PE means you are paying less to get higher earning per share. Prashant is writing PE has to be seen with sector and cyclicality. Absolutely. Everything, whatever I am telling you, you have to compare apple with apple, oranges with oranges, lychee with lychee, human beings with human beings. Okay, don't compare all this. Where people go wrong is they start comparing between IT and bank, between ITC and IT. They'll say ITC IT में तो IT common है ना यार, वो देख लेते हैं दोनों का. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं. ITC is different, IT is different. Don't compare all these ratios between two different sectors. All these ratios you have to see within the same sector and come to a conclusion which is a good company out of it. Clear? So far so good? Yes, no? Learned something new today? Okay, great. So let's speed up. I have taken only 15 minutes from you, so I have some 5-10 minutes more left for. So PE is important. We have understood PE ratio and why low PE के पीछे लोग इतना crazy है. Don't be crazy behind low PE. Compare within the sector. Book value. What is a book value? Book value ऐसा है कि simple. Book value is if you have to sell the company entirely. Okay, I'll give you another example of book value. Okay, you go and you are talking, you saw one apartment. Let's say if you are looking at an apartment, you ask the price of the apartment. Okay. The price of apartment, they'll say, okay, you will get this apartment for 10 lakh rupees. But only condition is you will have to repay the entire loan, whichever is there on this property. Everyone is getting the story? Now, if you go and you go and see an apartment. Okay, this is the apartment, and what is the cost of this apartment? They'll say, by 10 lakhs mein you can buy this apartment, but the condition is whatever is the loan on this apartment, you will have to repay completely. So what you will ask is, okay, what is the loan on the apartment? They will say, okay, it's around 1 crore rupees pending loan on the apartment. Acha. If I sell the apartment right now, how much will I get if I sell the apartment? They will say, okay, 1 crore, 5 lakh rupees. Okay. Now see, if I'm buying that apartment, let's say if I sell that apartment completely, I'll get 1 crore, 5 lakh rupees. I'll have to repay the loans. I'll have to pay 1 crore to bank. What will be left in my hand is 5 crore rupees. Why should I pay 10 crore to buy something is worth 5 crore right now? Make sense? How many of you think? Right? Now, if I am going to buy an apartment, if someone says you can take it for 10 crores, and you see ki, okay, how much is the value of this entire apartment? It is 1 crore 5 lakhs. Okay, how much is the loan? 1 crore. If you sell the house, repay the loan, you'll have to give 1 crore. Remaining is 5 lakh. 5 lakh you are getting in hand. So if you are paying 10 lakh rupees and getting only 5 lakh rupees, doesn't make a sense. But if you go, okay, you can pay 10 lakh rupees. But what will happen is this house is worth 1 crore 20 lakhs. So if you repay the loan of 1 crore, still you will have 20 crore, 20 lakhs in your hand. So you pay 10 lakh and get 20 crore in your 20 lakh in your hand. Okay, this is not understood. Okay, थोड़ा सा tricky है. Okay, I'll allow you one person to unmute, so I can explain him, so I will understand. Okay, Dr. Shlok, can you unmute so I can explain you? Okay. Huh.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. See, you came to me, okay? I'm showing you one apartment, okay? ठीक है sir?
Yes.
So I tell you was you can buy this 1600 square feet apartment for 10 lakh rupees only. Okay.
Okay.
Now you will ask why you are giving such a huge big apartment for 10 lakh rupees only. So I'll say, okay, nahi, the condition is that you will have to repay whatever loan is pending on this apartment. You will only have to repay. So you give me 10 lakh rupees, you take this apartment and you take this loan also. So the loan and apartment both are yours. Okay?
Okay.
So you will say, but how much is the loan? So I'll tell you, okay, loan for this apartment is 1 crore. Then you will go doing some survey, and then you will check with some broker. If I want to sell this apartment today, if I have to sell this apartment today as is, for how much money will it go? ठीक है, रेट तो पता कर ले, क्या रेट चल रहा है इस घर का?
Yes.
So the broker said, okay, if you sell this apartment right now to me, I'll give you 1 crore 5 lakh rupees. Okay.
Right. So loss.
Okay. So once you get 1 crore 5 lakh rupees, then what you will have to do is you will have to repay 1 crore to the bank. Correct?
Right.
So how much will be left in your hand?
Nothing.
5 lakh rupees will be left in your hand. Now you are paying 10 lakh and actually getting 5 lakhs only from that apartment.
5 lakhs loss.
5 lakhs ka loss ho gaya. So there is this deal itself is useless, right? Why you would like to do that deal? Correct?
Right.
Now अपन वो डील हटा देते हैं. Now book value पे आते हैं. Book value, if we have to understand the book value, it comes to something like this. If I am selling this apartment completely, and if I am repaying the loan, whatever is the left amount, that is the book value, intrinsic value after settling all my loans and all. So if I have apartment on which there is a loan of 1 crore rupees, if I'm selling that apartment, if I'm getting 5 lakh rupees, I'm getting 1 crore 5 lakh for that apartment, I have to repay 1 crore rupees, हाथ में बचा 5 lakh rupees. तो बुक वैल्यू अगर अपन देखें, जो बुक वैल्यू जो टर्म्स में, इफ यू वांट टू एज अ लेमैन अंडरस्टैंड, इज इफ आई एम सेलिंग ऑफ ऑल द एसेट्स ऑफ द कंपनी. सी देयर इज अ कंपनी, राइट? They will have land, they will have office, they will have everything. If I sell all the land, all the offices, all the furniture, all the machinery, everything, I'll get some money, correct? Out of that, I'll have to repay the loan to bank कि भाई अपना कर्जा लेके जाओ, correct?
Final asset value.
Final asset value जो
Asset value.
after selling, after giving back all the loan,
Outgoings.
बैंक, outgoings, everything, liabilities, सब कुछ repay करके जो मेरे हाथ में बचेगा, that is the book value. That will be left for the shareholder or the promoter to do something about it. Agreed?
Got it. Got it.
So what we are trying to do here is we are trying to see if how much am I paying to get that book value, right? In my example, we were paying 10 lakh rupees to get that 5 lakh rupees. मजा नहीं आया. Why should I give 10 lakh rupees to get that 5 lakh rupees? Correct? So price I am ready to pay for the book value, which is the value of this thing, is one of the ratios. So it becomes P to B, price to book value. Again, not very effective, but still it is there. मतलब चूंकि है, चूंकि measure करते हैं लोग. I personally don't use much price to book value, but ठीक है, good to know, we can say. Fine, it is a good to know. Like here we have let's add that price to book value also peer comparison में. तो हम एक वो भी देख लेंगे कि भाई अगर बेची कंपनी तो आज कितना प्राइस दे रहे हैं. सेम टू P to E, PB होता है, PB. प्राइस टू बुक वैल्यू कहीं दिख रही है क्या? प्रॉफिट बिफोर PB प्रॉफिट बिफोर
PBPX.
नहीं, PBX PE है ना, तो इनटू है. यही है क्या? दिस इज PBPX इनटू PE. Okay, let me type this completely. Price to book value. Okay, so we have it, price to book value. Let's keep it here, price to earning. Save columns. So this will again, this is again a ratio. कहाँ गया वो price to book value? कहाँ चला गया? अरे price to book value है तो सही यहाँ पे. Okay, okay, let me remove one more. Okay, so here we have current market price, P current market price divided by book value. So this becomes price to book value in this. So you should have, it should be again low. You have to pay less price to get more value out of the company. So here again it becomes lower the better. Right now we gave 10 lakhs to get 5 lakhs. So our price to book value was 10 divided by 5, that is 2. But if I have to pay 1 lakh and get 5 lakhs, so 1 divided by 5 will be 0.25. So lower the book value, better it is. Generally, I don't use this ratio. It's thoda sa misleading hai, but since it is there, you might come across it. So I'm sharing it with you. Lower PB is better for analyzing company. अगर कोई बहुत अच्छी company and you find lower PV is there, then balle balle. Fine, everyone okay? So far so good? Yes, okay. Yes, so CMP versus this should be low. Let me just check where are we. Okay, so yeah, we are almost there at the end. So we have price to book value, shareholding pattern. I'll close at the shareholding pattern. We will have some fine tuning next on coming Friday. Shareholding pattern is simple. The shareholding patterns is nothing but who is holding the share. Now here the ideal thing is promoters, the people who started the company. Then we have foreign institutional investors, direct institutional investors, and public. This is the percentage. The red flag is one. The promoters should be having more and more shareholding because promoters run the company, right? They decide what will happen in the company. The percentage numbers with the public should be less and less. Anything less than 30% is good. So public, in the hand of public, number of shares should be less than 30%. Promoters, FII, DII, the total number of shares should be anything 70% or like that. It is a good. If the public has more shares and the promoters have less shares, वो company भगवान भरोसे चल रही है. If you put your money in that, आपका पैसा भी भगवान भरोसे है. For examples, if you think, are really there any companies which are like that? Yes. Let's say public holding greater than 75%. If you run this query, you'll get 474 companies which are like that. And if we say public holding, if we sort it, 100% shares are with public. And if you see this Cabra drugs, I don't know whether if you can see in this, in this price, there is always a lower circuit, upper circuit. If we cannot see in this line diagram, let me see if I'll be able to convert it into something. So you can go and check for Cabra drugs. This is always on lower circuit, upper circuit. This shareholding pattern, 100% shares are with public. Agar public ke paas 100% share hai, so who is running the company, right? Today, if you see Reliance, Mukesh Ambani is running, Adani Enterprise, Adani ji is running. So there is a promoter who decides, who sees the vision. But if everything is with public, who is running the company, right? And here the 100% shares are with public. So this company is भैया भगवान भरोसे है, राम भरोसे चल रही है. So it is better to avoid companies which are having greater than like 30% is okay. If anything above 30%, you have to take it with pinch of salt. Okay, so avoid. Someone said, how about LT? Okay, let's see. Larsen and Toubro Limited. Okay, देखें. Okay, shareholding. See, 37%, right? FI and DI can also be promoters, right? So this promoter is a family, a head, right? Like Mukesh Ambani, Adani, Azim Premji, Narayan Murthy. So these are all promoters. But sometime if the company is running for quite some time, then it's not run by one person. It's not run by a family. Then it goes, maybe it will come under DII. But वो कुछ भी हो, public के पास ज्यादा shares नहीं होने चाहिए. Public should not be holding more number of shares. If the public is holding too much number of shares, 40%, 50%, stay away from those companies. Okay. So with that, we come to the end of session today. What all I wanted to cover. We are open for questions. If you want to cover, ask any questions. This is what I wanted to cover today. So,
Samir, this is Vivek here.
yeah.
See, when we were talking about ROCE,
Uh-huh.
return on capital employed,
Uh-huh.
you posted two scenarios.
Uh-huh.
One scenario was if it's a growth company, if they have invested in growth, the ROCE can come down.
Uh-huh.
So that's understandable.
Okay.
But if they have invested in plant and machinery change,
Uh-huh.
you said it is not so good. But if you are changing the plant and machinery, that means possibly you are expanding the capacity or you're going in for improved versions, higher productivity and other things.
Okay.
So why was it that if they are changing the investing machine to change machines is not so good?
See, if you have to investigate into company or invest into company, if you see clear cut कि यार ये expansion कर रहे हैं, correct?
But that will be also for expansion, na? If he's
It
changing the
can be.
machinery,
See, if it is
equipment,
for
changing.
correct. If it is for expansion, it is good. I already said, correct.
No, I'm saying that
If it is
possibly,
replacement, let's say if it is replacement,
yeah, replacement.
will it
So
increase the
still that
capacity?
replacement will be of a newer version,
How do you
which
know
will
that?
give higher productivity or it
So
will be
how,
for
how do you know that
increasing
it
the
will?
range.
I understood your point. My question to you is, how would you know that it will be an improvement over the previous one?
Because earlier is not working good. That is why they are replacing
हो
that old
सकता है कि
machines.
like if I have a drill machine, let's say, if I'm working with a drill machine and if I that bits go faulty, drill machine goes faulty, I'll replace with a drill machine only, and I'll start drilling.
But it will function better. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to argue with you.
See how agreed. See, okay. I'll put it the question this way. अगर मैं आपको दो choice दूं कि मैं अपना equipment replace कर रहा हूँ existing one, मेरी capacity increase नहीं होगी, double नहीं होगी, मेरा पैसा उतना ही लगेगा. See, I have 5 drill machines. I'm going to replace all my 5 drill machines with the new drill machines. Okay. And if I tell you I have 5 drill machines, but I'm buying 5 more drill machines. If I give option to Vivek, okay, which company would you invest? One who is replacing 5 machines or who is having 5 machines which is running fantastic and he's adding 5 more to increase the business. Which company you would be inclined to buy the share?
Got it. That
बताइए ना,
anything which is
आंसर
for
तो दीजिए.
addition of new machines
हाँ,
is preferred.
क्यों? Why?
Because those addition will produce more number of quantities and that is what will generate more profits.
करेक्ट. सो दैट इज मोर डिजायरेबल फॉर हम. अब उसमें वो 5 रिप्लेस कर रहा है, कितना एफिशिएंसी बढ़ेगा, कितना प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ेगा, 10-20%. हमको क्या करने का? अगर वो सीधे सीधे 50-60% बढ़ा रहा है, फैंटास्टिक है, उसमें पैसा लगाओ. हमें क्यों
Got it.
माथा फोड़ना है जो अगर 10-20%? सी, इट्स अबाउट आवर टाइम ऑल्सो, राइट?
Got it.
Okay, so it's a choice
Thank you.
between like Dr. Saab said, it's a choice between two company. वही है और कुछ नहीं. बाकी what is your point is absolutely valid. But it's our time also to analyze any company. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Sandeep.
Yeah, Samir, I have one question. Normally, I'm not interested in fundamentals, but I'm trying to learn that. I normally see the technicals and I just work on the technicals.
Okay, great.
But just trying to learn on this profit after tax.
Uh-huh.
We were talking that once the company takes the loan and he pays back the interest and loan, then the profit after tax, that figure. But my point was that, let's say when we take the loan for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And let's say today we have taken loan for 5 years and I have to declare the result next year. So my loan is going to carry forward for the 4 years, but I will not be completing the loan, but maybe for that year, whatever that interest burden was there, that I'll pay and then interest will carry on. Am I right?
Interest and principal दोनों दे दिया हमने.
No, principal is the
Not the
is
complete
total
principal.
amount.
Not the complete principal. I am saying,
Okay,
let's say if I
okay,
have to
yeah,
pay for 10
yeah.
years, then let's
Okay,
say
I
paid them-
misunderstood.
Huh.
Yeah, I misunderstood principal as a complete principal.
No,
Yeah.
no, partial principal, let's say.
Partial principal,
Hmm.
partial principal.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's all. That's all.
Acha, okay. So we'll give
Hmm.
partial principal, like we repay our home loans, right? We pay partial principal, we pay interest.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, let's say if I'm buying apartment and if I'm earning, let's say 10 lakhs out of it, and my principal and interest, whatever bank said, okay, you have to give, if I'm repaying 8 lakh rupees from that 10 lakh rupees of rent, 8 lakh rupees मैंने दे दिया, तो उसमें interest भी है, principal भी है for that year. End of the day, I am left out and 2 lakhs is left. Okay, government comes and say, okay, your tax liability is 33%. ठीक है भाई, you take 60,000 out of it. सब दे दिया, tax दे दिया, interest दे दिया, सब कुछ दे दिया. Now I am left with 1,20,000 or 1,30,000. Now this belongs to me. Profit after tax. That is how we have to take it.
Yeah, I understood. Because if you start thinking of giving complete loan, then the profit may not be sufficient.
No. वो तो it will take years.
It takes its own time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
a
thanks.
housing loan only. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. Jitin here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Is there any chance to get like where FII and DII and mutual fund buying, like we'll get the details in NSE or some other?
You have screener here. See, this is थोड़ा सा lethargic है. Not lethargic. This is delayed.
I'm asking latest things. Slow. Like we don't get the latest things right in screener.
They have to declare once in a month. Mutual funds have to declare once in a month only.
So that will get in screener.
We'll get on money control and all. Those websites will be able to give.
Okay.
But once in a month. So they have a liberty to buy or sell in that month. So they are not, they will, at the end of the month, they will only declare.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, so this question, I want, so the mutual fund companies, they will declare that which particular share they have invested, right, sir, or they have it.
Yes. But every month, end of the month, not on the day they are doing.
Okay, fine, sir. So
Let's
those
say if they sell on 3rd of July,
yes,
have
sir.
to declare on 30th of July only.
Okay, fine, sir. So should we be a paid member or something in money control, or it's free of cost, sir? We can see those.
I don't, I have not analyzed that actually. I think you can get it for free on many websites also. So you'll have to search for it. I have not searched for it because there is no much advantage in chasing that, because if they have purchased on 3rd, already the price would have moved by some percentage earlier itself. Or if they are
Yes, sir.
sold in between, because they will also not sell at the end of the month.
Yes, sir.
If they have to buy, they will do everything in the beginning or sell in the beginning, so that people like you and me come to know by the time it has gone down or gone up.
Gone up, yes.
So we don't get much advantage in that. Once we start learning the technical analysis, price action, you will see that we can understand from price action what is happening, who is buying and all. So that is a technical analysis which will give us that edge.
Yes, sir.
But yes, the data is available. You can use it. It is useful for confirming that, okay, if you are buying some share and you come to know कि यार मैंने भी buy किया and this fellow also bought this. So it gives us an additional boost. Maybe we can add on something more based on that information. That works also that way.
Yes, sir.
I
Sir,
don't
one more
know
question.
where to get. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not using that actually.
Fine, sir. Sir, out of this ROCE, ROE, then whatever we discuss, sir. So what are the prime things which we can see to evaluate?
I would say this four are very important to start with.
ROCE, ROE.
First is sales growth. What is sales growth for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years?
Yes, sir.
Profit growth, how the profit growth is happening in 3, 10, 5, like that.
That is a PAT and PBT both, right, sir?
PAT and PBT. Yes, PAT, PBT, and sales growth.
And sale. Okay,
You
okay,
have to
sir.
see growth, percentage growth. So this will come in percentage growth and then ROCE, ROE. So if we
Okay.
see that, this is a good starting point to compare between companies.
Okay, okay. Fine, sir. That's it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, great. So it's almost 11. Thank you so much for being with me, almost 1.5 hours. So thanks a lot. We'll see you all on Friday, 9:30. Thank you so much.